Hey everybody, welcome to Streamer and Troll, where today we're talking about releasing the power of the Banhammer.
Ah! Hey.
Hey everybody, welcome to Streamer and Troll, a humble talk show where we talk about humble things on Twitch, where we have the most humble personalities around because we're all so humble.
So
that we
nice
just can't
big humble pie.
He's a great big humble play. But yeah, where we just can't stand to talk about ourselves in any way, shape, or form. That's right. The three most humble people on Twitch. First, we have the master of the tech, the man with the golden voice, and the singer of all things to sing, Stydia 67.
Hey. Hi.
Sid, you got anything new that's been going on the past couple weeks with you?
Oh man. Keeping on with the same old with work and stuff like that, trying to stream. Nothing new. I mean, I got a new camera. That was kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got the Osmo Pocket 2, which is got to try it out at Universal Studios. It was really nice. Other than that,
Is that the one that's got?
Yep.
Is that got like the gimbal where it like stays autofocus as you move around?
Yeah, it's like a camera and a gimbal all in one, so I don't have to just buy a separate gimbal for my phone. It's just all in one type thing.
Yeah,
so, and it shoots in 4K, so it's really nice.
Ooh.
Hey, fancy.
Not bad at all.
Yeah,
fancy. We also have the Maven of Destruction, the master of going to new towns, new areas, recently moved, and ready to fight, Des West Mouse.
Hi, I'm Des. I recently moved.
And you have your humble host, Zealous Mark II, which I apologize. I'm having a number that's coming twice back to back. I'm worried it might be an emergency.
Uh-oh.
I am so sorry to have to cut out on this, but I will be right back, guys.
No worries, Zealous.
We'll
Sid and I will manage.
I'm dancing.
Dance! Emergency dance party.
Emergency dance party. Hey, so Des, as Zealous has mentioned in the welcome screen, we will be talking about the Banhammer today.
Yes.
enforcing the law of your stream. Something that's not really what we always want to do, but something that's definitely necessary. That will happen from time to time.
My notes.
No.
Found them. So one of the things I thought would be really cool if we went over today just a little bit is what are the Twitch terms of service that get you banned from the site versus what are the policies around banning someone from your channel while you're streaming. I thought these two things and comparing and contrasting them might be worth a little bit of time to talk about today.
Sure. Yeah.
So I was looking over the Twitch terms of service. I'm pointing over here like you can see what I'm looking at. And it is my screen with the community guidelines. So they have some obvious ones like breaking the law.
Oh, and circumventing suspensions and invasions and stuff like that.
Yes. Self-destructive behavior, which I thought was really interesting because on the surface level, I'm like, how many of us aren't doing something self-destructive during stream?
Whether it be you doing silent snow streams or something like that, or Zealous trying not to break his neck as he runs away from the
Exactly.
camera.
Or just the mere fact that most of us are sleep deprived.
Oh
and
my
just
gosh.
like, why are we still alive? We
Well,
should be napping.
I mean, sleep deprived. I don't think that should be put under the category because I mean that just defines what a gamer is, right? So
Right.
we're always sleep deprived.
We're always sleep deprived. But it looks like so threats of self-harm, intentional trauma, drug use, illegal drug use, consumption. Dangerous consumption of alcohol, not consumption of alcohol, dangerous consumption of alcohol.
Right.
That is a notable, I think, difference.
Yeah.
Because there are many people who I know do like a little tipsy stream.
Exactly.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
And
there are
then,
some people out there who, a couple of friends that I know that do a little bit of destructive alcoholism, and it does. I'm very concerned for their health, and I do express that to them, and that it can be a big problem. So.
Well, isn't that an interesting topic in and of itself? Like, how far do you take something? My immediate thought process is mostly in that we're a group of trolls who tend to take things to the extreme when it's good for a gag, right?
Right.
You're like, oh, this will be funny. I'm gonna take this and turn it up to 11. And so I think being aware of the line that you have the potential to cross when it comes to these things is also important. So like alcohol consumption going from I'm a little tipsy, so I've lowered some of my inhibitions, so maybe I'm a little looser with my speech versus that line of self-destruction and dangerous.
Yeah.
And so I think having that in mind is really important.
Welcome back.
Hi,
fellas.
Zealous.
Hey, thank you.
Everything okay?
Or,
I'm probably gonna have to work tonight.
oh
I'm sorry, man.
no.
Things happen.
I'm sorry. It's still not fun.
So I hear about you all talking about like drinking a lot on stream.
Well,
Actually, yeah.
things that are covered under the Twitch terms of service guidelines. In the fact
Right.
like destructive drinking alcoholism and stuff like that.
Yeah, so just bannable offenses from Twitch itself, like what would get your channel suspended or removed or whatever. And dangerous alcohol consumption, illegal drug use, threats of physical harm or trauma to yourself or others, attempts or threats to hack, DDoS, or SWAT others, use of weapons to physically threaten, intimidate, harm, or kill others. And then you have your I would say your more standard people that are aware of like hateful conduct, harassment, sharing of private information that wasn't like identifiable information that's private that could lead to somebody's being endangerment or impersonating somebody or something. Spam, scams, and other malicious conduct, which we're going to talk about also.
Yeah. I think one of those points too, when talking about like exposing somebody or saying something about them, that is one thing that is that's kind of interesting and can be easy for people to forget on Twitch.
Right.
Is as you make streamer friends and you get to know them, how easy it is to start kind of calling them by their real name, even outside of their Twitch. Or if you're streaming and you have friends, or if you're like in my case, you're at work and you're streaming like a bowling night or something.
Oh yeah.
The high probability that people are going to go with your common name during an IRL stream rather than your screen name. If that's a level of protection you try to keep, that's something that's kind of important to try to be aware of. At the same time, it is also it's one of those things that's just a risk you take, especially if you're doing IRL.
Right. Yeah.
For sure. So you have your nudity, pornography, violence, gore, and other obscene conduct. You have your copyright issues, cheating in online games.
Now, going back, the violence and the gore thing, is very, very interesting because I think a lot of other platforms are taking more of a a stand on that subject, which I've been
Mm-hmm.
noticing. So,
Oh,
for instance, like TikTok, right?
right.
People have to actually now. I don't know. I haven't really read the terms of service on that, but I've been noticing a trend where if they're showing special effects, something that's
Mm-hmm.
obviously fake, they still have to put a disclaimer
Right.
on their on the video that says fake blood.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. So they have to make
So
sure that
having
it's
to
not real. And then I guess their videos have been taken down because of the content.
Hmm.
I can believe it. Part of it too stems from culturally, like culturally in America, we're kind of okay like with violence
Right.
in some way, shape, or form. Like maybe not like the extent of gore.
Mm-hmm.
Saw is really pushing the line, but as far as violence or things like that, we tend to have more patience and acceptance in, rather than in Europe. Violence is a lot more muted in most of the shows. Whereas here, like in the States, it's just cop chase, gunfights, car things going on. And it's just a regular TV show to us. We're like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's great entertainment. And in other countries, they're like, whoa, what's going on over there? Holy cow! Or they've got to censor something out because of it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I guess that would make sense to me with it being a much more international product, like Twitch or TikTok specifically.
Yeah.
That probably has a large factor of why some of us may be like, it's just makeup tutorial, or it's just it's cosmetics, or it's practical effects demonstrations. And I can totally understand why other people would be like, yo, that's really going far there, buddy.
Right.
So it totally makes sense to me. It totally makes sense to me.
I don't know that I had thought about that exact aspect.
Yeah. It's and I don't think a lot of people did until it started happening, and then that's kind of where that's all stemming from. Just different, surprising. It's very surprising.
And again, there's some stuff I've I've stumbled across over the past couple weeks of like how far some people go to try to get to fame, and how social media can really blur the lines for some people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I may have to look it up for the specific detail, but there was a Japanese streamer who did a lot of I guess I don't know, like she didn't make attempts on her life,
Mm.
but like she implied that she was going to, and it was part of her, like like I want to be popular and all this other kind of stuff. Not to bring the mood down. I'm sorry if I
Hmm.
am.
But basically
But
using it as an attention grabber, right? So
Yeah.
right
not,
until the
yeah.
night she succeeded on stream.
Wow.
Like she did it, and it's really creepy. I'm not gonna post a link or anything, but you can find people discussing it, because it happens off camera, but the camera falls, and yeah, yeah, it's kind of just it's pretty disturbing.
Wow.
Um, but what's happened is she's gotten the fame she wanted to because she's now a pop culture reference in bands. Like her name is mentioned in lyrics. I don't know if she's had I don't know if she's been mentioned in anime off the top of my head. But that's something that I'm now kind of curious about, like how far has she invaded the zeitgeist
Yeah.
because of what happened. So it's so again, when they talk about avoiding violence and things like that, it's I imagine it's a fine line between saying like, is this person just doing, is this really like just a cosmetic tutorial, is it a cry for help?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it gets really confusing. Like we've heard there's stories out there of a number of streamers who have started to do things on their stream that's really been a cry for help. And but it's so easy for somebody to say, "Oh no, 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 that's just my content," whether they're really kind of hurting inside or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's a
It
very
is.
serious part of this episode, I guess, that we didn't plan on
Sorry
going
about that.
into. On a, just
Quiet
as a
there.
side tangent before we move on, remember you can always get help. There are tons of helplines out there, and lots of websites you can go to find help if you find yourself dealing with that kind of issue in your mind and that kind of pain. And I
again,
didn't know we were going to go there, so I didn't prepare any kind of like hotline information to drop in chat. But it's there. I know it is. A quick Google search will get you like tons of resources, no matter what country you're in.
And again, I apologize for going there. That's just something that it's popped up in my YouTube feed like 2 or 3 times here in the past couple weeks, and it's just something that's like been there, kind of top of mind. And just when we started talking about those, that on stream and what's banned, what's not, and like how many disclaimers you got to put out, I was just like, well, I'm just going to mention it because it's on the top of my head, and I can see why part of the reason why these restrictions are here is because again, streaming is real and entertainment and fake at the same time. It's kind of wild.
Which kind of goes back to the Twitch TOS, talking about the ban hammer on that.
Right.
In their TOS thing, it distinctly says in self-destructive behavior, an activity that may endanger your life or lead to your physical harm is prohibited. This includes, but is not limited to, suicide threats, intentional physical trauma, illegal use of drugs, illegal or dangerous consumption of alcohol, and dangerous or distracted driving. We do not make here's the main part. We do not make exceptions for self-destructive behavior performed as a stunt or gag made in jest or meant to entertain, when the behavior could reasonably be expected to cause physical injury. So I mean, they kind of spell that out for us here for that.
Yep.
So I mean, it's definitely. Thank you so much, Food, for that hotline number. If you need, if anyone does need someone to talk to, there is a hotline number. United Kingdom is 116123. United States is 1-800-273-8255, and so on and so forth on that. So thank you so much for that, Food.
Thank you, Food.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been a too real moment here in Streamer and Troll.
But other topics, other than the Twitch TOS ban hammer and stuff like that, other types of bans that kind of slip under the radar are the bots. They kind of circumvent certain things and infiltrate our streams in other ways. There's those bots, the follow bots, troll bots.
Are you talking bigfollows.com?
Oh, big follows, bigfollows.com.
Yeah, 1,000 followers now.
Absolutely.
For $4.99.
So annoying.
Son of a gun.
Son of a gun.
Work calling again. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Zealous is so popular.
So yeah,
all right. So,
Zealous has got them bigfollows.com.
He does. They're calling him right now. I suppose so. One of the things to talk about then is we've just talked about like what gets a channel banned from Twitch, but then we've touched on it a little bit before about how you moderate your own channel, and so then discussing what are your individual standards you bring to your channel for banning an individual, right?
Right.
Just from your channel, not from the platform of Twitch, just from your channel.
Right. And then that goes back to like what we were saying, goes back to how you want your channel to be. So the way that you police or moderate your channel dictates the type of community that you want to keep around. So definitely get rid of the people that are toxic in a sense.
Yeah.
And it's all common sense, but for each individual channel, I guess it depends on the streamer. Because there are those streamers that are toxic, and that's the type of community they like, that are very, very toxic.
I'm just imagining somebody starting their Twitch channel going, I hope I get a toxic community. Like, what kind of goals are those?
Well, I do remember Zealous discussing like earlier, before the show, about this one particular streamer who's like everything spelled out about him is very toxic, and that's the company he keeps, and that's the type of community he keeps. So I mean, it may not be so black and white where you're like, I hope I get a toxic community. It's just more like, I'm pretty toxic, and this was gonna happen.
I'm pretty toxic. This is gonna happen.
this is just gonna happen.
Well, and so in that same vein, we were discussing a little bit earlier today that the three of us even have different standards within our own channels personally that we hold our audience to. And so what's a bannable offense in my channel would probably fly differently in like Zelos's channel or even Sid's channel at times.
But I think honestly, as a whole, on an average, we're pretty much on the same standards. I mean,
we are. Well, we all adhere to the golden rule of don't be an asshole.
Right.
Right? It's good to have fun, but when you're being an asshole, it's too much.
Yeah. Well, and again, it goes our standards is like there's a limit to the asshole thing. So I mean, because we are trolls ourselves, we and we've gotten to the point that we're pretty much an asshole in that point in that point in standard. But there is a line in the sand that's drawn that you just don't cross. When it becomes not a joke, and it's not realized that it's not a joke, or vice versa, or whatever it is, that's when you start going, hey, calm down a little bit, pull it back, reel it in. This is all just fun and games that we're talking until someone takes it way too seriously, and then that's when we have to get serious. And I think for the most part of myself, my personality is a lot of people don't see my serious side a lot. So when I do get serious, it kind of like blows over their head. You know what I mean?
Right, they don't realize it's
just
this is
Sidious,
for reals now.
Yeah, exactly. It's just Sidious. He doesn't mean it, and it's like, no, I'm actually serious. So like, I think when I have to, when I do get to that serious point, I have to be extreme about it and like really show distaste in my mannerism and my my words and stuff like that to get my point across and say, hey, this is not okay. When some things happen like that.
And that's where a trusted moderator can be invaluable. So if there's somebody who really knows you and your moods, they're going to be able to tell when things have gone from towing the line to over the line. And so having somebody you trust to be able to tell that difference in your chat and help you rectify that situation when necessary is really important.
Titchery brings up an interesting concept, though. Is like Dr. D or Dr. Disrespect is still banned from Twitch. So the weird thing about that, though, the weird thing about that ban, then this is going back to the TOS and stuff like that. We don't know why he was banned. I mean, there were a lot of things that he did that he got banned for, but came back. But this last one, whatever was the final straw that broke the camel's back, we don't know. And whether or not he himself knows about it and other people that are around, they haven't made it public. And it's been a long time. So, I mean, that's kind of an unclear. No, I don't know if he knows. I'm pretty sure I don't know if he knows or not. I can't say I'm pretty sure. He may know and it's not sharing, or he may not know and is not sharing. But that whole incident is very mysterious on why and what happened on that particular ban. So I can't really comment on that because I don't know what happened.
I can't fathom a situation like this, but I wonder if he might have had to sign some kind of non-disclosure agreement about the situation, depending on how many parties it affected.
Possibly.
Yeah, I don't know. Just something that I was just kind of thinking about. Voodoo says, open communication with your moderators helps a lot, and also. And I think that's absolutely true. You got to communicate with your moderators, the team that you're relying on to help you run your channel. clearly communicating them your expectations is very important. So, for instance, I was telling so I'm a moderator on Zealous's channel. And so when I'm in there, I mod it differently than I would mod my own channel. Like I know kind of like what Zealous is ready to put up with and what he's not. And so I allow different things to happen than I would allow in my own channel. But Zealous attracts a different sort of energy to his channel than I attract to my personal channel, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I guess Zealous trusts me to do that well, or he forgot I'm a moderator.
I'm pretty sure he trusts you. Maybe.
And so but I feel like I've been well communicated about what he likes and what he doesn't like in his channel. I think I could almost mod for Sid if I had to.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you could. I'm not gonna put you in that position though. Just because I want you to.
You have some really great moderators.
I have wonderful moderators, and you talk about the communication with the moderator. I lack in that department. I mean, I kind of leave it up to them on their best judgment on that stuff like that, and they've done a really, really good job. But I haven't, on my part, I haven't really taken a lead on directing them and stuff like that. But I try to, but
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been real strong on that. And it's something definitely I want to rectify and correct and make sure that they're comfortable in their position and stuff like that too. So I'm very, very, very selective on my moderators I used to be not. I used to be like, oh yeah, you're a good friend. You can be a mod. Oh yeah, you're cool. You can be a mod too, as long as I knew them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I believe in in my stream. I'm very, very loose in my rules because I want it to be a chill stream. Until you start killing that chill vibe, then yeah, you kind of gotta go. But I do believe in
killing my groove, man.
You're killing my vibe, man. No, I believe in that, like the baseball terminology. It's like 3 strikes you're out. You get 3 warnings.
Oh, okay.
You get 3 warnings. Come on, man. And then after the 3rd one, I mean, if you continue to do it, you're out, man. And I've always kept with that concept of the 3 strikes you're out, and it's worked pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
And usually by either the 1st or 2nd time, they've kind of chilled after that and kind of get what's supposed to be going on and stuff like that. But for the most part, I've been very blessed with a pretty chill atmosphere throughout my career. So I mean, I haven't I've banned a lot of people, but for other reasons.
And a lot of people.
Other reasons, mostly for like follow bots and stuff like that, but
yeah.
As far as like disruptive behavior, I haven't really had to deal with that a lot. So I've been very blessed with that.
I definitely have. I feel like I've definitely majorly only gotten to ban people going, if you want 1,000 followers, follow this link. Like I never get to ban anybody for anything fun. I would like to say. You're like, oh man, I never get to ban people for anything real.
It has been interesting because I am a mod in my wife's stream, and every once like when in the early career, we've had some interesting bans going on, most of which people trying to hit on Titch and like that, and they won't stop and like that, and I'm like, oh, by the way, I'm the husband. Bye. Click.
Really? I'm done now. Been watching you hit on my wife.
That. Yeah. So yeah.
You're doing it badly. So if you guys are interested, I found this, I'm sure you already know about it, but there is this Twitter account you can follow called Streamer Bans. And if you look at it, you can see when partnered streamers get banned and unbanned. And it also tells you how long it took them to get unbanned. So some of them are like, unbanned after this many days and hours, or unbanned after this many weeks and stuff. And so it's kind of interesting. A lot of the channels I haven't heard of. A couple of them I vaguely recognize. But for the most part, it's kind of interesting. It's also interesting to think about the number of partner channels out there, because in my mind, there's like 5. And I know there's way more than 5 partnered streamers, but like in my brain, like there can only be like 5 of them, right? How many partnered streamers can there be?
A lot, really.
A lot. There's actually a lot. So seeing how many names come up on this Twitter feed is kind of interesting.
I'm so glad my name hasn't come out. They probably made this before I got banned, but I don't think I ever told you I got banned before, Des.
I think you might have
Did I mention it? Yeah, my account got banned.
Yes.
This was honestly, it was actually before.
Mm-hmm.
It was before Amazon took over.
Oh, so
it was
that's
still
a while ago.
it was a while ago. So their policies have changed. But they used to have a policy, which I haven't looked at the TOS as of recent. Now that I have it in front of me, I can probably look for it. But there was a policy where you were not allowed to show, like, I think it was decorating your house.
What?
There was a weird policy about not decorating a house, and also like, so it was loosely about filming other people. So I used to do a lot of Halloween streams, and I would actually stream decorating the house, setting up basically like a haunted yard.
Yeah.
And I was doing this one particular stream. I was setting up the yard, and then it got laid out, and then the trick-or-treaters came, and then all of a sudden I was banned. So and like they were wearing masks. No one could recognize them or anything like that. They were unidentifiable. So I don't understand what the problem was with that. And it was just the trick-or-treaters thing. You can set up a stream, just not setting up holiday decorate. Yeah, it was some weird things. So I got banned for 24 hours, which I experienced that was not really fun because A, I didn't know why I was banned.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And B, they don't send you an email on why you were banned. And then C, they don't send you an email on how to get unbanned. So
Why?
I had to like hunt down how to petition to get my stream back. So that was fun.
Weird.
It sounds like a barrel of monkeys.
Oh, it was great. Oh, 10 out of 10 would be banned again. Yes.
10 out of 10 would be bad.
But yeah, I mean, again, that was before Amazon took over and really had a structure. I mean, I'm not saying their TOS policies are awesome and communicative, but it's a little bit more stable and structural than it used to be. You know what I mean?
And
All
it's
right, so-
also, it sounds like it was before the ban meta, where you get banned,
yeah.
talk about it on social media, and end up with
Oh.
like more followers.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
So now that Zealous is back, I think it's gonna be a great time to segue into the next segment that I have prepared.
Okay.
Dear audience, what you didn't know is I'm in charge today.
I am wildly fine with that right now.
I'm in charge today. I have unofficially taken the reins. Mostly pyramid schemes. This is a terrible segue. There was going to be no natural transition into this because of where the conversation was going. So
The segue was beautiful. What are you talking about?
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it was.
Pyramid schemes. One, audience, tell me if you've ever been caught up in a pyramid scheme. I'm wildly interested. This is a weird side interest of mine to know about. I also have watched so many documentaries about it. Additionally, in what context are we talking about it? All right. My brain's going too fast. I need to slow down. Okay. First,
breathe,
what
Beth,
is a pyramid
breathe.
scheme? What is a pyramid scheme? Your income is based mainly on the number of people you recruit and the money those recruits get, and it goes upwards, and it's not really the sales associated with whatever, and then you're forced to buy these things and make other people. So anyway, it's just basically like relying on the numbers that other people have below them, and then the people below them and what they bring up towards the top. And you're supposed to be at the top, right? The reality
Yeah.
is you get caught up somewhere in tier 27, and you're not really making any money at all. And so I wanted to talk about pyramid schemes in a digital era where there are so many things going on here on social media and especially here on Twitch. Avon, yes, or Mary Kay. I would say those are some decent examples of potential multi-level marketing or pyramid schemes esque. So pay me $500
Yeah.
for every 10 people under you. I'll pay you 100. Yeah, exactly. So I'm wildly interested, Chet, if you have any examples of that. But for Zelos and Sid, I wanted to ask you, have you come across anything? So we talked a little bit about bots where they're like, get 1,000 followers. That's not really in the pyramid scheme. That's more of just here are some bot accounts to make your numbers look fancy. And so instead, what I wanted to ask you today is, have you come across any communities? We should probably shy away from using any names just to avoid certain things, but
Well, I certainly have. I've also kind of not dived into the water with wholehearted belief that I would be getting the million followers out of it, but more dived in because I was saying, how's this gonna work?
mm-hmm.
And so I've had that experience. Sid, what about you?
Are we strictly talking about on stream here? Because no, not really.
Okay. Well, yeah, I was gonna say I've had IRL and I've had Twitch versions.
I've
of
never
both.
like in
Yeah.
IRL. I've had to deal with other schemes, but nothing as like a Ponzi or a pyramid scheme like that. No.
I would say IRL, the most famous one you might know about is Herbalife. Herbalife little outlets where people try to sell these like drink mixes and this lifestyle of the Herbalife lifestyle where you need these certain drinks, like 2 a day. One's supposed to burn calories and the other's supposed to build muscle, and then like you're supposed to drink these 2 every day. One's a protein smoothie. And I had one once because I got like one of those coupons for a free try, and I'll try anything once. And so I don't recommend it because it had so much caffeine in it. I saw time. And like I have literally never
I saw time.
like I have literally never had that much caffeine all at once in my life except then. And it was like
I saw time.
and
That's
I
too
took
damn
it.
good.
I swear to God. Okay, so I took it right before I was about to drive 2.5 hours. I got there in an hour and a half.
I'm sorry. I take it back. I have not been involved, but I knew someone who was in a pyramid scheme. I just remembered now. So yes, yeah. So yeah, I take it back. I have been experienced with that.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Vood was talking about the
Oh.
side effect
Oh no, yeah.
of some of these groups where you're taking a lot of caffeine or whatever this thing is, and it ends up affecting your health. And I'm sorry to hear that. Vood.
Based on my one-time experience, I could absolutely see how that could wreck your health. Like if I had done it like regularly, oh my gosh.
But mostly, like from Ray Frost has a question. I think I agree with him. But what does time look like, Des?
A lot of overlapping grids. Overlapping grids going in every direction. It's a mesh that lays over everything and nothing at all. And that was my experience of time.
Yeah, I had a friend who, well, she was a former roommate back in Utah, and she got into this bustier brazier pyramid scheme where she had she had the sell product, and it was like this like corset type thing, and oh my gosh, it was like we're like, look. Yeah, right, Titch. Yeah, we forgot. We blocked it out of our heads, didn't we? Yeah, she got deep into it, and she was trying to sell the stuff to us, and we're like, no, we're not stupid. She got it so bad that she got to the point where she was like advertising on her car, but the problem was they gave her they usually give the employees like a magnet that goes on the side of your car and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But she had a
Right.
Corvette, which is made out of plastic. So
It didn't stick.
it didn't stick. So guess what she did? She super glued it to the side of her freaking car.
There you go.
Fiberglass.
What a good way to ruin a car.
Yeah, the fiberglass. Yeah. So yeah. Oof. Yeah, she lost a lot of money off of that.
This sounds like the leggings people. Those people who
Yeah.
sell those leggings.
Mm-hmm. It was
Is
very
it,
similar.
is that Lululemon or something? Is that
Yeah,
one?
yeah. We'll call them Lululemon. I don't want them to know we're talking about them.
I didn't know. I was asking because I was like, I think I've
They're
heard
listening.
of this one.
They're listening.
But no, there are.
Their people are
there-
cray cray. I also don't think their people are on Twitch, so it shouldn't be too bad.
someone here. Well, shit. You want to talk about pyramid schemes? Think of how many of the sponsorship programs are kind of pyramid schemes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they operate. The payouts may work different because it's well, not really because, I mean, hell, it's like, hey, you sell this item, and you get a certain percentage of each sale. Like certain, I know there's a couple coffee companies that'll do like,
Oh, yeah.
each bag sold, you get $1.
I will say that at least on that one, you're only like the second guy, right? You're not.
Yeah, yeah. It's not tiered like, so and so big name streamer got me involved in this, and he gets 20%, and then I get 10%. But the people I sign up into this program, I get their 20%. He gets 30 of it, and it just
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
Pyramid
like, at least
scheme.
with that, you're like, I'm at least just the next step. And
yeah, at least I'm getting a part of it. But it still works the same way. I mean,
Yeah.
they get you drawn in because it sounds it's a product. It becomes a product you care about, and a product that you like want to push, a product you want to sell, and there's stuff like that. And I know she's getting ready for the jaunt. Oh, she's running an errand. So it really is. Yeah. Now that's 100% how you know it's a pyramid, a scheme. Maybe not pyramid scheme, but it's a scheme, is what Voodoo just brought up, where it says like some companies want you to be the brand ambassador, but you have to buy like $150 worth of stuff.
yeah, I'm pretty
And-
convinced that if you have to buy anything up front in order to participate in the sales, it's already a scam.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep. Yeah. 100%. But yeah, I've had in the bowling business, I've had so many people like the Vitalife or whatever that water group you were talking about, try to get me involved and excited about their products and sell it through the bowling center, because the guy was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get so many sales commissions through this, yada yada. This schmuck doesn't know. I'm just gonna keep sliding him some product to get him addicted." And I was just like, "No, I'm not
No.
buying it. Not gonna do it."
no.
And so even like if you got a legit business, people are constantly trying to get you to buy into some scheme, because they're like, "Oh my God, you got so many people coming through here. Look, if you sold this thing, it would solve all your problems."
The miracle
Now,
cell.
Yeah.
now the we had mentioned that there are some pyramid schemes for streamers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen kind of two different styles of this. The first one I'll go with was a group. It was as a group, like a group tank. They're a networking Discord that got people in. I'm not going to say their name, but for in this instance, let's call them I don't know. Let's call them Dukes. And the Dukes organization, the way it worked is basically they had you opted in for their bot to be in your channel, and that bot, logged how many folks were in your channel, plus how often you were in other people's channel chatting,
Mm-hmm.
as well as who do you raid from the channel. All of these things that it kept an idea of, it kept tracking points. These points, the more points you got, the higher you would be on their ranking system.
Mm-hmm. Which meant that you were worth more points for people to watch or to raid.
Yep.
Because Zealous and I think we're looking into the same group at around the same time. And so you would become a hot commodity, right? You're like, look how good I am at supporting people. You should support me because I
Right.
support people, and so on and so forth. And what it ends up doing is inflating your views quite a bit because people are
Yep.
in your channel not really to watch you, but to get those points, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And part of the selling was to be like, oh yeah, you're gonna get new people watching. You're gonna meet new streamers, get friends. Oh, participate in the general chat in our Discord and all this stuff, and get known, get people to see you. And they really pushed it as a, at least it was really pushed as a, like you got to work it to get it, yada yada. The thing is, you would never get above what they considered their gold tier. They started at like bronze, went to silver, went to gold, and they had like their platinum members.
Sorry, I thought I heard
Thing
a
is,
tornado warning.
oh no. So it's like you would sit like I said, if you were a streamer that let's just I'll use my own channel for an example. You're a streamer, you're on 3-4 times a week, a couple hours a week, and you checked in on some of the people who are watching. You would end up. Is Des near me? No, I don't think Des is near you. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, food. But you'd check in. You'd basically stay silver forever. If you started streaming every day, couple hours every day, you get the hours in, you would end up moving up to gold. The problem was you'd be at the very bottom of gold because it ranked it by total points. So the people who were like above half, you were just never catching, simply because they had been in there longer than you.
Mm-hmm.
The only way for somebody to move down the ranks once they got their points to get in the higher ranks, the only way for them to move down is if they just quit streaming.
Yep.
So there were definitely some people in that group who, they had, they got the numbers from the group.
Mm-hmm.
But what kept happening is once the jig was up and people started leaving, they would just say, "Oh, our our numbers, our math in the bot, our logarithm, a logarithm? How the hell do you say that word?
Algorithm.
This algorithm is borked. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop everybody's points by half and plug in some new numbers for this bot so we can get it all fixed."
Mm-hmm.
And then boom, that cycle would repeat. And it just kept happening where that's what would happen. It'd be going, and then they would do it, they'd cut it in half, they'd restart it, you'd have the same people at the top.
Yep. Every time you'd see
people.
like the same 5 to 10 people at the way top, and lo and behold, guess who they primarily were? The staff.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
The staff of the community. They were at the super top, and it was interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not.
Now-
I'm not too versed or familiar with the streaming scams here. So this is
Well,
interesting.
so that particular group, if I remember right, they ended up falling apart, if I remember correctly. Like I don't remember if it was like Twitch had like found out what they were doing and were tracking who were the members and like what was going on, but I'm if I remember right, there was a big to do after I got out of that organization, because after a while you're just like, it ain't worth it.
Yeah. It's a lot of work to get any benefits from that group.
I'll have to tell you
I did it for a little bit.
about the second in a minute, because so I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. So, anyways, yeah.
Oh,
So,
Voodoo was there too, as it turns out, which
oh,
makes
okay,
sense. Yeah. So yeah,
interesting.
I mean, because at first it seemed, I would say it was very tantalizing, right? Because you're like, oh, what a beautiful way to get to know people and network. All these new people will come into my channel, we'll chat, we'll get to know each other. I'll meet all these new streamers, and that'll be really cool. And it didn't end up working in that way,
It
at least not for
sounds like it
me.
works that way, but it never does work out that way, right? So,
No.
okay.
So I'm anxious to find out what Zealous has to say about the other type.
Well, while we wait for him to come back for that, was there anything else on that subject?
On pyramid schemes? No, I was gonna segue just a little after pyramid schemes. We were gonna segue into the whole concept for follow is when
Okay.
we were gonna start our rant about that.
Oh my gosh, follow for follow. Oh, the business of follow the follow.
Well, and so obviously these pyramid schemes kind of encourage that, right? They encourage.
Absolutely. I mean, and then it's kind of like I mean, that's usually that follow for follow is like hidden within that thing. It's like to to
Mhm.
to further tantalize, the victims or whoever to buy into it. Um, it's like, well, yeah, you're helping. I'm helping you out. You help me out. With the follow for follow thing. But I've always found. I mean, not to get too far into the rant yet, but I mean, always
Mhm.
I've early in my career of the streaming, we had I've been offered the follow for follow just in a regular happenstance, and it's never good. I mean, it's not that it's bad. It
Mhm.
never really pans out because then the guy is like, hey, he'll come in and he goes, hey, you're pretty cool. If I give you a follow, you'll give me a follow, and you're like, oh, okay, sure. And then that guy never comes back as a viewer.
Right.
He's just there for the numbers. And it's very interesting how the evolution of Twitch has evolved from that, because if you notice now, it's actually really hard to see who your followers are.
Mm.
Um, I mean, there's a
Yeah,
way
find your followers list.
the list of it, and I mean like the physical list of your followers, and
Mhm.
it's like you can find it, but there's like a whole, it's like buried under a lot of stuff, and like even now it doesn't when you go to someone's profile, it doesn't really show you the big follower number anymore. I mean, they're there, but it doesn't showcase it like it used to. So like back
Mhm.
when we first started, it was all about the follows, much like how YouTube was like with the subscribes,
Subscribe.
or Twitter's with the followers with Twitter and stuff like that. And I've
Yeah.
I've noticed now that Twitch is getting away from like showcasing, like getting away from followers being the main
Like main
focus.
event, look how many people
Yeah.
follow this
And
person.
it's
Like, wow,
Yeah.
now
isn't this shiny?
right, yeah, and it's now about the views and
Yep.
like how many views you have and the subscribers, basically, because that's
Mhm.
that's where your
Yep.
income is coming from. So, welcome back, Zealous.
Thank you. Thank you.
You were going to get into the other pyramid scheme.
Yeah, the second pyramid scheme.
But you guys
Right.
touched on a really interesting thing of one of the reasons why they're moving away from followers is in large part because of the follow bots.
Right.
Like bigfollows.com is, you can just buy them so cheaply
Yeah.
that number really doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, and to get a partnership now, followers are not a huge. It used to be a huge deal. You had to have a certain amount of followers to get
Mhm.
into the partnership. It's not.
Mhm.
I don't even think it's a requirement anymore. I think it's like an
It's all
average
about
view.
the hours.
Yeah.
Yep, average viewer and hours streamed.
Yep.
And I think they got one other metric on there. Um,
Well.
I'm going to write that down to touch base on it.
Yeah.
And again, I do apologize. I'm probably going to get interrupted at least one or two more times.
It's okay, Zealous. You're fine. We'll live.
I don't know about death, but I'm about to die. Just kidding. Here it comes again. The phone is off the hook. He goes into the deep as he answers this manager of his own beast world of the bowling community, answering the phone, making decisive decisions, and going and just dictating his crowd and stuff though. But yeah, no. But yeah, for the follow thing, I've never had it ever really pan out to be, a really positive aspect. I mean, it's great for the now, but for the long term, it's never the follow has never been really good for me.
So one of the things, so I would like to backtrack just for a hot second and say that there are great streamer communities to be a part of. There are absolutely valid reasons to be a part of a networking community. But networking is such a different thing than trying to get into these communities who are making these empty promises about what they'll do for your numbers. Mm-hmm. And so, like, because networking is work. Good networking is work.
Absolutely.
It's such a more intricate time. It's the time you spend with people and invest in them, and it's not about how many numbers can I get. Right, that's not networking. Getting like 50 followers in a week is not networking unless that next time you stream all 50 are watching you.
Right.
Right.
And the evolution of Twitch and how that's been forming like through the years and all that, I've actually watched it shift from like, okay, we need the numbers, to how do I make myself a better community person? How do I make my stream better? And it's all about how to bring that showcase, to bring the entertainment to, because that's what we really are. We're entertainment. We are a viewership for our viewers. I mean, we're a viewing source for our viewers, and to bring that quality and care to our viewers is becoming more of the point than just getting the numbers.
Right.
Bringing a quality stream to our viewers is more important, and I've seen that with a lot of other streamers now. I mean, everyone. I'm not saying 100% of them, but because like there are those ones that like, oh, I just need numbers. But some of the top quality streamers these days, and I've been seeing more with like Pokimane. Yeah, she'll go for the numbers too, but for what I've seen is, she's more for the content, and like I think we discussed like her hot tub stream that she had was more for the joke.
Right.
I mean, yeah, they but on the hindsight of it all, it's like, yeah, we're gonna get a lot of views for this, yes. But honestly, it felt like they were doing it more for the joke and the meme and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, they're memeing on it hard.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I think that's a great quality of the direction of where all the streamers are headed to, and instead of just trying for the follow and getting all the followers and all the viewerships and all that stuff like that, so that it's less about numbers, more about quality.
Yeah.
I think one of the most fascinating metrics that I had looked at, and unfortunately I forgot how I looked into this, maybe it was Social Blade, I forget what it was, but there was a while that that you could look into what your average watch time was on your stream. Like, how long did somebody watch you on average?
I think it was
on
Social
that
Gnome.
stream. Yeah.
I think they have that all plotted out.
S1E9 is really an interesting tool. I've used it quite a lot, actually. S1E9 has been an absolutely interesting way to analyze channels. So one of the things that I do is I'm an admin on a stream team. And so I have to analyze channels for meeting our requirements for the team, which means that I need a metric for deciding what percentage of type streams they're doing. And so I'm able to see how many of what kinds of streams, how many hours are they streaming, and all sorts of information from there. And it's very useful. But also what Zealous is saying is how many hours watched, right? Like not just how many people are watching, but how long are the people who are watching you sticking around?
Exactly. So that's a really interesting meta to kind of bring in and try to wrap your head around, because basically, like, if you're streaming and you're playing a game and your content stays vanilla, you probably got about 45 minutes of concentration from that person. Now that also goes to some of the like human metrics of how long do you really have somebody's attention if you're doing like a presentation.
Mm-hmm.
That goes into like how long can somebody pay attention if you're teaching. Really, that 1 hour to 45 minutes is a really strong metric across the population for like how long
Mm-hmm.
can somebody pay attention. So if you look at Solinome and you say, okay, I'm like 30, 45 minutes of watch time before they either go to something else or they mute my channel or however it determines the metrics, it's a real show of you improving the quality of your content and the bulk of what you're bringing to the table if you can turn that into 50 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a 5 minute increase is across the metric a lot of time. A 10
Mm-hmm.
minute increase, you know, when we're hardwired to be there for like 45 minutes, it's a really interesting thing to kind of look at and be like, again, how can I get somebody to watch just for 10 more minutes?
Yeah.
You know, do I say, hey, after an hour I do jumping jacks? You know, do I try to do some sort of challenge? Maybe run a poll every 30, 45 minutes, but it's really asking yourself kind of where can you end up. When I think it was like 2 years ago that I did this, that I had started looking into it and really started playing around with it. And I had pushed my 45 minutes to about an hour and 9 minutes.
Mm.
And I felt that that was, again, that was a pretty hefty number to increase. But that also had my numbers and followers at that time started going up as well. So it's meant that I was being more engaging with the content I was putting out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something I think to kind of think about and be aware of is, you know, we always say don't worry about how many people are watching. Stream like you're streaming to 1 million people. Do your best, have fun, all that good stuff. But I think the watch time is a great metric to really kind of look at it in terms in the frame of how entertaining was my stream.
Yeah. I think
Hmm.
this is really important meta-analysis when you're wanting real growth as a creator, real quality growth, to move forward with your stream. And so this reminds me of where I was gonna go with a good conversion rate
Okay.
of followers. So when you're talking business, a good conversion rate is about anything over 10%, and that's 10% of the 10% of the people who see the thing either buy the thing or invest in the thing or do the thing you want them to do, right?
Right.
So that's 10 out of every 100 people.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have 100 followers and about 10 of them are watching you regularly, that's a pretty great conversion rate. Like that's a really decent conversion rate. Additionally, if you've got 200 followers and about 20 of them are watching you regularly, that's still excellent, right? And so on and so forth to think about this conversion of followers into viewers. And because that's where you want to be, right? You want to have viewership. You want to have people who are watching you because when they're watching you, you're going to run your business, right? That's when they might donate bits. It's when they might subscribe. It's when they might, like they do those things that while obviously we've talked about maybe not like centering your whole life around trying to get as many biddies and subs as possible because we're all here to have fun is a total bonus. You're like, heck yeah, I got a
Yeah.
sub.
It's
That
it's
means
the
somebody
cherry
liked
on the
you
top.
enough.
The
It's
cherry
a
on the
cherry
top.
on the top.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so,
But again, if you're wanting to go full time, you need to be aware of how much money you got coming in.
Exactly.
exactly.
Yes.
If you want to be a full-time streamer, this is the meat of the analysis that you've got to be starting to dig into, right? You're like, I want
Mhm.
to be a streamer for my career. You can't just be talking, I need a bazillion followers. No, you need to be converting followers into viewers and making sure those viewers get converted into supporters, right? Because, like, that if you want this to be your job, this is yes, Voodoo said it right, the meat and potatoes. This is the meat and potatoes of what it means to do that successfully. And so
So
I think about that a lot.
I so part of real life experience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So when you're talking like conversion rates, in my mind I'm thinking in terms of advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Like okay, I'm going to send out an ad, put this ad out there. How many people saw it? How many people reacted? How many people came in? So like if so, that's one reason for my business I enjoy Facebook
Mm-hmm.
is I can put out an ad, I can spend money to boost it. I can see how many people are viewing it. I can see how many people shared it, how many people liked it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a link to a page that they have to follow, I can follow how many people followed the link to get more information. There's a lot of cool metrics that I can kind of track and watch with Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, like if you do TV or radio, you don't get that metric a number. You throw it out there and you're just like, well, hopefully it comes in. Um, with Twitch, I don't know if 10%'s the magic number.
I'm not no, so I wouldn't argue
Yeah,
that necessarily.
because I think a lot of it there's so many different times and things that have happened on Twitch that can affect those follow amounts in such a way that it's not a number I think you could hang your hat on. Now,
Right.
in reality, I would almost feel like it would be closer to a 1% viewership based off followership,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Um, I was gonna check on like Code Miko's live right now. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if she's a VTuber, part real life, part IRL, part VTuber. Um, she's got like 4,800 people watching right now,
Wow.
and she's got 700,000 followers,
Okay.
735,000 followers.
Right.
So she's still below that 10%.
Mm-hmm.
But you would have to say with 4,000 people watching, that's a successful number.
Right.
Let me kind of, I'm gonna take a look at a couple other people. Yeah.
I think when you're getting on
Um,
that scale, it's a whole different metric though, right? Like
right.
I guess my numbers only make sense when we're talking small streamer, like real small streamer. Mostly I refer back in my mind anecdotally to a time I was having some beef with this guy, and
Uh-oh.
I
Des had beef.
I did.
Wow.
I broke my
You're
You
allergic
heard
to
it
vegetarian
here,
streak.
folks. The vegan had beef.
Um, I broke I lost my superpowers that year. Anyway,
Oh no. Great Scott Pilgrim reference. I like it. I like it.
so anyway, mostly I was trying to participate in a conversation about channel, like how to run a channel, or I was trying to help out,
Mhm.
and I was dismissed as part of the conversation because I had a much smaller follower number than he did. And
Mm.
I got angry because while I had a smaller follower number, I had a higher viewer to follower ratio than he did,
Right.
if
Right.
that makes sense. So when it came down to it, more of my followers were watching me regularly than his followers were watching him. And
And
so
so
I
did,
think
did you dunk on him?
I privately dunked on him because I also am non-confrontational in real life situations. So, uh, but I'm just saying, like to me, so that became just something I thought about a lot as a small streamer. Like you said with Code Miko, she's got if she
Thousands.
yes, like that's a different
Hundreds of thousands.
hundreds of thousands of people follow her. And so
Right.
if only a small percentage is watching her, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
that's still
so
amazing numbers.
so the reason I was going with that as far as like what you define as success can be variable for one. Um in the business world as far as running ads and putting something out there, usually you're looking at somewhere between a 1 to 5% conversion rate, at least
Mm.
in my experience. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you do a print ad, so if you do like direct mail And there's a lot of different ways that companies can do it at a really efficient cost, where it's like, I'm going to mail to this 1,000 people, and this neighborhood's got 6,000 people. I'm going to mail to them. If you can get a 1% return on that, that's considered a success.
Mm-hmm.
That's people looked at the mail, you put out something there compelling enough, or the offer is compelling enough that they say, hey, I'm coming out.
Mm-hmm.
If you get 5%, you've hit a home run. You've hit a home run. So I think that's one definite thing to kind of look at as, again, I agree with you. It's an important metric to kind of think about, of like, okay, I go live, how many people are watching? Part of that is also trackable in your bots.
Mm-hmm.
A number of bots have a list of who's watching. Like if you have a reward point system through your bot, it'll have a list of who's watching, and it'll also have a list of how many hours they've spent watching. And that's a fantastic tool to kind of look at. But to go to your point, Des, as far as viewer conversion and the number of followers, I just checked our channel, and I can say proudly, we're at 30 followers right now. And we've got about 14, 15 people watching. So hell yeah.
And we have
owning that.
Heck yeah.
we've had 286 views.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, folks, if you're having a good time, if you like the information, and you haven't followed yet, please hit that follow button now.
Woo, follow. We're so fancy up in here. No, and I'm not trying to argue that's the end all be all. I think ultimately, to be really successful, you've got to be looking at this from so many different angles. Because rare is it the single unwavering path will get you the success you want in today's era, because we are inundated with just tons and tons of talent everywhere all the time, and it's just,
well, and again, you have to do it in such a way that works for you too. I mean, again, numbers, if somebody really starts getting into a number battle with me, I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna, sorry for the language, but I'm not gonna get in there and try to mix it up with numbers and everything, because every number somebody spits at you that's a valuable quotient that they follow, you can spit out an equally valuable number that they either A, have no idea about, or they know they're low on.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's a really, again, it's just a thing. It really is. And you got to do it in a way that makes sense. If you're not a numbers follower, like I'm not a number chaser. I like to know the numbers, but I'm not going to be chasing them around. That's not motivation for me.
Don't go chasing waterfall.
But I know there's alpha personalities out there that those numbers matter. Those are rookie numbers, and they're going to get those rookie numbers up there. Some people, that's all that matters. Which I can tie that back into the second form of pyramid scheme, if you'd like.
Yes.
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 We talked about so long ago.
We've come full circle. Although, do you want to take a break?
I feel like I've missed so much of the call, but I know you guys gotta be tired. So let's take it. Let's give it 10. Oh God, I don't know what to watch in the break. Have you already got a break video?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, let's go to 10-minute break. Give me time to kind of get my head back on straight.
Yeah, no problem, man.
And get ready to get geared back in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Holy shit.
If I can remember what button to press.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with the new, colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading about. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Now it's showtime, folks, and you can be sure it's the best show in town. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome. It's Intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now. It's time to stretch and fetch. See what's cooking at our refreshment counter. You'll find your favorite foods and beverages, plus many new goodies to tempt your appetite and add to your evening's pleasure. Everything's the finest quality. So treat yourself now. Nine minutes to go to showtime. Popcorn, rich with hot melted butter. All kinds of candy. Sparkling soft drinks. Steaming hot coffee. Steamed or grilled hot dogs. Crispy hot fresh French fries. Minutes to go to showtime.
I'm sorry, sir. This is a private mountain.
But I only wanted it.
This mountain is reserved for patrons. It's a supply depot for all sorts of good things, which people can get at the snack bar. Like soft drinks, candy bars of all kinds, delicious popcorn, and refreshing ice cream treats.
But I am a patron.
Well, why didn't you say so? Be our guest.
Seven minutes to go to showtime. Hot popcorn, just pop. Fresh roasted peanuts. How about a pizza? None better anywhere. Sizzling hamburgers grilled to your taste. We've a large assortment of freshly made sandwiches. Minutes to go to showtime.
Yes, sir. May I help you?
I'd like 2 of those, please.
Hot dogs? Yes, sir.
And 3 of those. And 1 of those. And 5 bars of these. And a cup of that nice hot liquid.
Coffee. Coming right up.
Oh, and 2 bags of those peculiar white coffee material.
You mean our crunchy popcorn? Shall I wrap that for you, sir?
Oh, that's all right. My saucer's just outside.
They come from miles to enjoy our intermission.
To go.
Hello there. Give the demonstration of my new invention, the goodies machine. The machine turns out delicious hot doggies one after the other. And thirst-quenching sodas also. Gives popcorn of the most tasty kind, plain unbuttered. Candy too, crunchy and dandy. Steaming hot coffee and ice cream too. These goodies are at a snack bar just waiting for you. Mmm. 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 Mmm.
4 minutes to go to showtime.
As everyone knows, rainbows usually have a treasure at the end. Let's follow this one and see if we can find the pot of gold.
Father, I suppose you've come to claim me treasure.
Well, we'd like to see the gold first.
Nathan, there's better than gold in here, me lad. No, just look here, no.
Candy, refreshing soft drinks, popcorn, ice cream. Well, that's some treasure, but anyone can buy luscious treats like these at the snack bar.
You don't tell me. Do you suppose you could get me a job as a snack bar attendant?
'The crowds are thinning out at the snack bar, folks, and there are still 3 minutes till showtime. You can easily make it for something that'll just hit the spot. How about it? Don't waste a second of refreshment time. You'll find such an appetizing assortment of refreshments at the snack bar, you won't be able to decide what to ask for first. All of your snack bar favorites are there, including fresh peanuts, hot popcorn, and candy of all kinds. And believe us, you've never eaten better hot dogs, crisper French fries, or more delicious buttered popcorn. Minutes to go to the snack bar for a quick refresher before showtime. No crowds to buck, just go get it. You'll be sorry you missed your chance to enjoy some of the many tempting goodies waiting for you. Stretch your legs now while the stretching's good. There's still time to get a mouth-watering hot dog, a sparkling ice-cold soda, assorted flavors of ice cream, all kinds of candy, the most delicious steaming hot coffee you ever drank, and freshly popped popcorn piping hot. Make a beeline for the snack bar right now to quench your thirst. One minute left to top off the evening with a treat from our snack bar. Still time if you hurry. Last call for refreshments, folks. Go right this second to get something good to eat and drink to enjoy now or during the rest of the show. The finest quality ingredients are in the fixins of the delicious foods you'll find waiting to tempt your appetite at the snack bar. Extra special good hamburgers, wonderful donuts, ice-cold thirst-quenching drinks. Pizza generously sliced, steaming hot, fresh coffee, ice cream in many flavors.
Made a medicine ball.
A medicine ball.
It's an herbal tea with like a bunch of lemon in it. I've been having hella allergies. If I had honey, I'd put that in there too. It kind of soothes my throat and helps it not like be all scratchy.
We're back.
Sounds good. We are back, baby.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. And finally, the grand reveal. What is the second type of pyramid scheme?
And we'll get back to you next week on Dreamer and Troll. Just kidding.
Originally, other than the fact I was taking a big sip of water when the time went out, I was going to be like, and that's the second type of pyramid scheme. Wasn't that a great educational?
Wasn't that so interesting?
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the intermission and got yourself a snack, went to the bathroom, took care of business.
All that good stuff. Exactly.
Taking care of business.
which I should have all business taken care of for now. So hopefully no more interruptions on my end. Again, I'm so sorry, guys. Life kind of happened. The wheels came off.
It's okay.
Let's talk about that for the next hour on stream
We
about
just
how the
blame you
day-to-day
forever.
business. Exactly. No, the second type of pyramid scheme,
Mm-hmm.
I could see starting out as like you're working hard, you're trying to get stuff going, and then things kind of get out of hand for them. As I tell this story, you may see how I could perceive that as being the case. But the reality of the situation is it was one person had an idea to put together their own stream team. They weren't partnered, but they were going to do something for small streamers. And 100% through setup of the program, every single announcement, every single somebody that when they posted to the group, all the content inadvertently went to their personal social media accounts and was filtered through their personal social media accounts. They didn't make a new account for this organization. So like for us, we created multiple streamer and troll accounts that we could filter all this content through because it's the actual thing.
Yeah.
The way this person had set it up would it be if it was everything was filtered through Zelos Mark II.
Weird.
So all arrows from everybody who was part of this group, and they had a pretty strong following, was pointed directly through them. And it was all pointed directly to boost their channel, to boost their numbers. So what they ended up doing is they said, hey, you know, that they're going to be their salesman. They had a very, again, to their quality, very charismatic streamer, very alpha personality. And it's easy to get behind somebody who's an alpha, plus is very charismatic and used to selling ideas. I can't think of anyone I know that's really good at selling ideas, but you guys should have watched the Aliens game last night. It was wonderful.
You want to watch that VOD? You got to go to the City of 6-7's channel. And you can watch us play Aliens RPG.
How you doing?
It was a lot of fun. But so what they had done is they had this idea. They said, what we're going to do is I'm going to create a community, a Discord networking, small streamer support server. We're going to have ideas. We're going to have, we're going to have welcome booklets. We're going to have all this stuff that's going to be great information for starting streamers. And all that they have to do is at the organization in shout outs. They could put it in their stream titles. And, you know, the idea was that you join, you help support the community, then they end up supporting you as a small streamer. So the question is, what kind of sponsorships and supports did they end up getting? I don't think so, Tamer. Tamer asked, did desk crash on the ship?
Well,
no, desk did not.
You're gonna have to watch the VOD.
Yep, gotta watch the VOD. No secrets are spilled on this. Our lips are sealed.
No spoilers.
Under pain of death, if we tell anything else about the Aliens RPG game that was on City of 67's channel last night.
How you doing?
We're selling it so hard. So what this person did though is they did keep their word. Like as their group grew, they did go out and negotiate sponsorships that the organization could use. So they had, products that usually were reserved for larger streamers, endorsed through this Discord, through this group. Which I thought I was like, okay, this is really interesting. I want to kind of see how this is working. So I started watching. I started going to see. They even pushed really hard for TwitchCon 2018, and they managed to get through negotiation, pushing, making it happen, going through numbers, all that stuff. They managed to get a member of their community who was a smaller streamer on the TV, the small streamer TV video feed at TwitchCon 2018. And they had him on there for like an hour. So
Nice.
inadvertently, that's kind of like being on that time for that event. That's like the front page of Twitch.
Right.
So her channel just had people pouring in and watching. So again, this guy did what he said he was going to do, and did it in a phenomenal way. And a lot of it was his personality. The problem, all the money for those sponsorships went to the group. Everything in the group was solely him. You know, the negotiating for that contract, he got it for someone else, but you start talking about this organization, this business, as you will, or this group, and what happens? Well, all of that directly leads to him. It was always promotion through the head of the group. So they're doing great things like pyramid schemes. You can feed your family on a pyramid scheme. You know, if you buy into it enough, you get enough people to follow, to push. You sell the product, you get those people selling products who are buying from you, and on and on and on. You can make money off it. You know,
So I need you to lean over and pick that thing up.
What thing?
The thing. Just lean over. Ooh.
What?
What thing are you talking about? Oh, my tally. Oh, she changed it. Thank you, Cap. Thank you, Cap. She changed.
Cap just put up a new curtain behind Zelos, and I was like, "Is that Talia?"
That is Talia.
I love Talia.
That is A+ #1 Bay from Mass Effect series.
It's my #1 Bay too.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, sorry to derail that. I was
it's fine. It's fine.
That curtain. But yeah, so everything's going through him, going through this dude, and
yeah. So one of his other plans to get this to try to ramp up, to bypass recruiting as a group, was they would also go out, him and the leaders, the mods of this organization would go out to other social networking discords and try to say like, hey, we want to integrate, we want to, get our discords joined together so that we can, get our discords joined together so we can share our membership, share our growth, and really get more people exposed to other small streamers and really build this networking and turn into a networking community. The thing is, people would do it, and it oftentimes felt very one-sided. Or if they merged with another community, that community would end up having different ethos, different beliefs than their community. And there would be sometimes clashes, or it just would shake up the feeling of the particular Discord. Also, folks who ended up becoming part of the mod team, which was usually the founders of these other Discords, found out that in those mod discussion channels that the person who was doing everything was wildly different outside of the main server of how they approached themselves, how they approached other community members. Ooh. So it took 2 some odd years, but things started to come out. Questions about some of the money started to come out. Like where is the sponsorship stuff going? Because we're supposed to get a cut of it, and where
I haven't seen any of it.
We're not seeing anything new coming in as far as these pushes for Twitch. We're not getting any other numbers and things like this. And questions get asked. People get, mods get betrayed. They post stuff in the channel from discussions that people say about others. It all kind of melts down. So that was very much a pyramid scheme where it was, very much led from the top. Like very directly, we're going to try. And again, not saying they didn't try to do good things. They did. But the problem is they did it in such a way that, again, it all fed uphill. Rather than having a neutral entity or a neutral business to have everything kind of go into, that would have, that when people got involved, they could become part of that entity. or the decision makers could be part of that separate entity altogether. It all just went back up to that one person. And when that started to kind of come out and revelations started happening, very quickly it just crumbled.
House of Cards.
Which, yep, and that's so again that's the pyramid scheme where it's very deferred, or the pyramid scheme where it's very directed. But both of them end up being somehow or another you kind of got scammed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that one too.
The one where it was the bot, like I said, at least there they had like a neutral entity, the bot. The only problem was that neutral entity was heavily stacked in the founders' favors.
Mm-hmm.
But there was also like no direct finances involved either.
And that bot was Des.
It was Des. Des's bot.
It's not a bot. I'm right here.
For those of you who don't know, Des has been accused many, many times as being a bot.
In many servers, ridiculous servers where I've actively participated in chat, been an admin or a moderator in, and like people are like, "Are you a bot?" No.
Well,
or like I'll be playing a video game and then be like, "We thought you were a bot."
Oh, no,
why? Because I'm doing the objective. Fight me.
I have wires. But yeah, so that's one of the things you definitely have to be aware of, though, is there's as much as there are people out there who are going to be kind, there's a lot of different social discords out there that are great ways to join up, meet people. It's a great way to meet other streamers, get some of their feedback, get their ideas, see how okay, how would this affect my stream? I never looked at it this way. Like I said, there's great communities out there for you to go out and join and find. And it's a great way to grow your channel, getting to be known on networking discords. It is. It's a great way. It's a great way to meet people. If you end up again, that's how Des and I had met through a number of networking discords.
Just be aware, be alert, and just read everything. Literally, I mean, just
read everything.
Read everything.
Yeah.
Goes back to
if
the
somebody
old,
comes at you with easy money,
it's usually too good to be true.
Alas.
Yeah, or it's going to cost you a hell of a lot more than you're ever going to spend just trying to do it on your own.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say one of the things we were going to talk about also, if you guys are interested, were some of your toxic experiences with demands for follow.
Oh.
I feel Zealous has a great story here.
So let's see, how do I want to put this? At the times that follows were really important. I feel like you guys touched on this earlier. Like followers.
A little bit, yeah.
Last year, 2019, 2018, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Follows were critical. Right. You had to have those follower numbers for people to watch you. And they used to be like milestones. Like, shit, yeah, 500 follows. We're going to have a milestone moment. 600 follows, 24-hour stream.
Yeah.
Like those were very much massive milestones. And I'm not saying they're not milestones now. Again, it's a great number for growth to know that.
Mm-hmm.
But before,
it's not the focus
it used
anymore.
To be,
yeah,
it's not the focus. But before, that was the bulk of networking, was people trying to do follow for follow. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, and there's still people who were
at that time. The more follows you had, the bigger status you had. I mean, it was a sign of status. Like, oh, this person has 1,300 or 13,000 follows. They are someone I need to pay attention to. Those are veteran streamers. That's how it was perceived back then.
Yeah, yeah. And there's still a lot of folks who are on that bandwagon. Again, the bots that come out and try to sell you follows, they've hitched their pony to an idea or a methodology that's not relevant anymore. But it's also like on Twitter. On Twitter, there are a lot of let's get our networking on. Go ahead and add 5 people for a chance to win $1,000. Let's get our followership going. Yeah. And you'll see those groups on Discord, and they end up being or not Discord, Twitter. And again, that's just another follow for follows, scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Twitch, and I may piss off people if I say this, but I'm going to say it anyway because it was the dark side of one of these things that was so beautiful that everybody loved.
Yeah.
But Twitch Sings, believe it or not,
Whoa.
when it first launched,
Oh,
had integrated follow for follow
Twitch Sings!
built right into the system.
How dare you, sir? How dare you? Yes, he actually did.
I don't know if they intended it to be that way,
I don't think it was intentional.
but they no, but it's 100% what ended up happening. Again, I've talked about it before, but I went from 300 to 900 follows in the space of like 2 or 3 months from Twitch Sings. Part of the reason was because in Twitch Sings, the minute they came out with the ability to do duets, I didn't solo any more songs, period. All I would do is I would sing with other people, or I would do open duets. That's all I did. Large part because I don't think me singing a single song is very entertaining, and I think you both will agree on that.
Nah.
Depends on the song.
Nah. What are you talking about?
There's 1 or 2 songs you can do.
I enjoyed.
The rest of the warbling cat noises.
I enjoyed your songs thoroughly, honestly. No.
Yeah, I love it. I love
I
it.
loved it. Would I sit in an enclosed karaoke booth closure if I didn't enjoy?
Oh, and have that creepy bastard looking us through the window enraged because he couldn't get in the booth.
Quick story. Yeah, so Zealous comes down to Orlando. We're doing this big convention here, the IAPA convention, right?
Yeah, it's a trade show. Yep.
And so they're showcasing these portable karaoke booths that are like literally like it's like the size of a telephone booth, like the old-fashioned telephone booths. But they're enclosure and they have
your video internet.
It's an enclosure and it's got a few windows on the side, and then it has a whole computer where you sing. And I think I took the first song, right? I took the first song and everything was fine. And Zealous goes up and sings his song. And all of a sudden, I'm like sitting behind him because we're cramped in this thing. We're like pushed up against each other, and I'm like sitting in the back. And I'm like, I'm digging it. Zealous is getting down with his song, and I happen to look to his left while he's singing out the window, and you just see out of the corner of the window this guy just this face coming through this window like this like weird, and then just disappears back out. It was the weirdest thing ever. And I'm looking, I'm bobbing, and I see him, and I go, what the hell is this? And his face just pops up. I think Zealous saw him out of the corner of his eye, but Zealous didn't miss a beat in his song, though. And I'm like, after Zealous sings his song, and I just turned around, I said, "Did you see that?" He goes, "Yeah, I saw it." They go, "What the hell was that?" It's this floating guy just pops into this window.
So in my mind, I was like, man, this guy really hates what I'm doing to this song right now. This guy is really angry about this rendition.
His face when he slid through that window pane was just the most contorted look on his face. It's just, oh my God. Honestly, I still think he was mad mainly because we were taking up too much time in the booth.
No, I think so.
I think that was the main thing, but it was still funny as hell.
Oh yeah. So Twitch Sings when it first launched, did have kind of a follow for follow system built into it. So what it would do is you would sing your duet and with the other person, and when you got done singing with the other person, it ended up like big on the screen, had follow next to the person. So thing with Twitch Sings is you never knew who was going to be in your chat. You never knew who was going to be in your chat. And when the follow button is massive, you feel pressured to press it.
Just a little, yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
No pressure, but
even
pressure.
Even as things went on, they got rid of the follow back button, and it was still an option when you got to like the third screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And God forbid if you were like somebody sang a duet with you or you sang a duet with someone and you didn't hit follow because I had somebody like literally in chat be like, "What the fuck, man? You just sang with me and you didn't follow?" So it really was. There was people who would like put the pressure on for the followship with that. There was some interesting experiences with using like a song queue. Like after a while, everybody's like, man, there's so many people watching. I need to get a queue to see who I need to sing with. And the level of salt that people had, if you were like, oh hey, it's my good buddy Sid's in chat. What's going on, Sid? Were you singing tonight? Oh, you were? What'd you sing? Oh yeah, I'm gonna sing this with you next. What the fuck about me, man? I'm in the queue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or option 2, hey, how's it going? Join queue. Bye. Like they come in chat, join your queue, and then leave.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of ways during that time. There was a lot of ways people would put an exorbitant amount of pressure on you as a streamer to try to basically hijack your stream and make it about them. And I don't know if some people saw it that way. There was times I 100% did. Like before I started rethink. Look, I'm a wild and loose streamer. There's not a lot of rules, and most of the time I'll just roll with the punches. But I never considered somebody like trying to hijack my stream and me being true to how I handled the queue system. Where finally, after the 5th time this guy joined the queue, I was like, how about no? It's not happening. I've saved you 5 times, man. There's other people I want to sing with. And then dude gets salty about it.
Yeah.
There's definitely times that, like I said, it's definitely ways that you can allow people to interact with your stream. It can be interesting.
It was a very, very interesting time, Twitch Sings. I mean, like it didn't really click in my head, but I did notice that Twitch Sings was also during the transition. It was sort of during the transition where follows were beginning not to be the focus.
Right.
And
right.
I did notice that every time you looked at a profile at like someone who's saying their followership, like how many follows they had, was in your face.
Yeah.
It was right up front in your face.
Now, I put, during that time, in a number of social discords I was in, I did push very hard for other people. If they hadn't made affiliate yet, I leaned on them pretty hard to get into Twitch Sings. Because if there was ever a way for you to get onboarded as affiliate very quickly, Twitch Sings was it. You could get a bunch of follows. You could get viewership from people who wanted you to sing with them on their and show them off on your stream. It was 100%. I won't say 100% geared. I don't know if it's 100% geared, but functionally, until they removed that big follow button, it was like instant onboarding for so many people. Yeah. It's just instantly you're on board, you're an affiliate.
And even during the Twitch parties, the Twitch Sing parties, there was a lot of like, oh, these people are in the party, I should follow them. There was that mentality. Where like, okay, well, as long as I followed, I was probably guaranteed to get follows. I got so many follows from people from the Twitch Sing parties because I think it was that pressure of feeling like, well, I should probably follow these people,
Yeah.
and it really was. It was. I tried to put it out of my head a lot, but it was in the back of my head, nagging me at me. I was like, a little bit. This is a little bit uncomfortable if being pressured to follow these people, especially when I'm like, hey, I love singing with you, but I don't watch your stream. I'm not really a viewer. I'm not anything. Why do I follow?
Yeah. Now that led to some other stuff that's kind of gone into other parts of streaming for me too, because you mentioned the Twitch Sings Party. The Twitch Sings Party was really fascinating in the fact that amongst the community, it was kind of accepted that if you had extra spots,
oh yeah,
like you let people come in and join,
right?
And it was expected. Like if you didn't do it, goddamn, you were rude.
Oh yeah,
And I'm not afraid to admit that I was a rude bastard during that time. I'm also a rude bastard today on Garlic Phone.
Yeah.
No, it's garlic. I got corrected by my wife. She says Gartic. No, it's Garlic Phone. It's Garlic Phone.
Garlic Phone.
And also whenever I do like Japbox games.
That's the hard decisions you have to make when you're trying to curate your community and your content. Is you can't just let an unknown factor in. Sometimes you have to make these decisions of like, look, I just don't know you at all.
Yeah.
It's not that I have to know you well, but I need to know you a little bit.
Well, that's actually kind of interesting you bring that up though. But Gartic Phone has been one of those new games where the game itself has its own community, and it's obvious. And these people who can't get in, who are in this community, he can't get into a game with the normal, regular community, start going around to these other people who are just now discovering this game and trying to get into the game. Yeah. They're trying to get into the game. And I've noticed that a couple of times when we streamed Gartic Phone, where they'll just come in and go, like, this totally random person never seen before, hey, this is a great game. This is really cool. Can I play?
Yeah.
Sorry. Kind of friends and family night. Don't know you very well. We're not just going to let you in. Yeah.
So I basically have started doing it, handling it the way that I did with Twitch Sings.
Yeah.
Because again, if it's the first time I ever saw you, and you're like, hey, sing these duets. Hey, let me in the party. All this good stuff. Stuff that happened. I very much, if I was doing a sings party or something, I was like, hey, I appreciate you coming out, man. But right now, we're just getting some friends we know in here. Hang out and chat. Hang out a little while, talk with us. You'll be an old friend in no time.
Mm-hmm. And these people don't understand that, like, it's not that we would love to participate with everyone, honestly.
Yeah.
But we, as streamers, and especially with us being affiliate, which is like a pseudo contract, not to mention with people who are partners who are full contracts, we have to protect ourselves. And if we just start letting random people in that we don't know, we have basically no way to control the behavior, especially if we don't know the person. And if something happens with the person that we don't know and they do something that's out of line, we, the streamer, are the ones who suffer the consequences.
Right.
So it's more so protecting us. It's not that we're trying to be a dick. It's just that there are certain circumstances that we have to take into consideration to protect ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna risk somebody popping in here and dropping some toss drawings or dropping some words that are gonna get us banned. In a game, just so they can say, "Ha ha, I trolled them." It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. But I try to I try to turn it down as kindly as I can. But thinking back to the topic, the follow for follows, and like the Sings community, that was always one of the things that I found and struggled with for quite a while on Sings was how quickly the community would drop you from the zeitgeist. How quickly they'd stop paying attention to you if that wasn't the only thing you were doing. Like I'd really I feel like I'd really have to spread myself thin on this peanut butter and jelly sandwich of Twitch Sings. Like I'd have to use all my peanut butter that I got and not do a damn thing I wanted to do outside of it.
Right.
For to be in the zeitgeist and people to pay attention to you.
Especially if you're using all that peanut butter on them. I mean, what's
exactly
left, what's left with my dog on my chest, right?
Yeah, but the thing is like it still happens in that community. There's still that's still part of it, and it's wild. It's absolutely wild to me to think and hear about how there's still that pull of hey, do this with us, hey, drop what you're doing, come hang out with us, we're gonna sing right now, drop those guys, come be here. I mean,
sorry.
And it's a question of again, how it's a community, yeah, but at what point do you make massive self-sacrifice in name of trying to stay part of that community, or just say, hey, look, this is me, accept me as I am.
That's who I am.
Yeah. Not to name names. I did have that last night where someone just came. We were in knee deep with something else, with doing our D&D, our Alien RPG, and just someone popped into my channel and said, hey, when you're done or whenever, come sing with us. Because I've been moonlighting in certain servers, doing some karaoke, not on stream.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, because
moonlighting.
Yeah.
You've been moonlighting on us?
Yeah.
For the other servers?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Doing some karaoke and hey, and that's not what they said, is not what's interpreted is hey, drop these losers and come sing with us,
Right, and part of it here, the only reason I'm even kind of broaching it and letting it continue is it was also that toxic. It was a bit of that toxic community. Not so much saying that the whole community is toxic, but that the toxic part of any community is they just dropped it in chat.
Right.
That's
and then this is a mixture of that and proper streaming online etiquette. So it's a mixture of both of that. So
some of our fans can be really rabid fans. And if we're talking about somebody else's stream while they're online at the same time, I've seen more than once somebody come in and be like, yo, so-and-so's talking about you, man. It's wild. Maybe you should check them out right now on stream while they're talking about you. And it's I need to stop exactly what I'm doing to go to this guy's stream so everybody learns who this guy is, because you're going to be his #1 fan and get so many more people followed and subscribed to him. Okay. Is that what's happening right here? By the way, if you knowingly have folks, or you yourself have found yourself doing that, keep in mind that might be seen as a little bit rude sometimes. Really depends on the person. Really depends on the person. Lord knows in the instance from last night that I was talking about, I was just is this guy just being yo, ditch those nerds, dude. We're singing.
As you noticed, I completely ignored him. So,
yeah, you did. I didn't say it. I don't think I said anything on stream about it.
No, you didn't.
I was just
so tired, I didn't see that.
But it was funny though, because I was actually in the middle of DMing. I was DMing Zealous and just ranting and raving about how dare this guy come into my stream and do that? What the hell is he thinking? Oh yeah, you're gonna take that role? Gonna roll for Comtex? Yeah, that was all behind the scenes stuff. But yeah.
But it's just again, it's the same reason you don't go into people's streams and be like, yo man, I'm a new streamer. How you doing? I'd love if you checked out my stream and hit follow. Here's a link to my Twitch page.
I'll follow you.
Yep, which I've seen in chat. I've seen that
Yeah.
happen, and I'm just like, oh, this poor lost little lamb. They just don't know.
I think that's worth noting. You say that in a joking tone, but it is worth
Yeah.
taking a moment to assess how new is this person to this world.
Mm-hmm.
If they're a fresh, brand new to Twitch person, I typically have a lot more patience for helping them learn what the etiquette is, especially if they're not an internet native, because a lot more people are coming to Twitch that have never used this sort of platform and kind of new to the social media.
Which brings us to the glory of the 1 second timeout. It's like, hey man, would you follow for follow? Timeout. Erase the entire chat log of him. What was that for? Don't mention it in my stream. Oh man, the invention of that, like the being able to time out someone for so many seconds and like that, and the 1 second one it's a godsend. It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Right.
Well,
Well,
that's
then you're. Yeah.
I was gonna say that's a great way to take this part of the conversation and go into. We've talked a lot about what is toss. We've talked a lot about what can be banned. We talked a lot about in our own channels. What do we think is a ban or timeout? Where does it need to be? Pyramid schemes. We covered a lot of ground.
Mhm.
But why don't we talk about what tools are out there to help keep you safe from some of this stuff?
Yes.
Ooh. What tools are there? So I know as a channel moderator, you now have mod view, so that's fancy.
Which I've always been kind of weary about. Well, not weary, but like confused. Is like, why is the dashboard streamer, the streamer dashboard, completely different from the mod dashboard? I don't have.
Seems like it would make sense to make them similar, but it's a completely different layout. And
I don't have access to mod
What
queue,
is that?
the auto mod queue. I don't have access to auto mod queue. I don't have access to mod actions in my dashboard. I don't have access to the users in chat, which is kind of important.
You have to go back and forth between two windows.
So and then of course mod view has the mod dashboard has everything you need except for what the streamer needs, which is obviously because they're the mods, right? But I think like the streamer dashboard should have everything that the mods view should have as well too, like integrated into it, so I don't have to have like two different windows or browsers up to show two different things. I mean, yes, I can click on the 3 points bulletins on my chat in the streamer dashboard and show the users in chat, but I can't keep it up there because then I can't see chat because I can't see chat now.
Yeah.
So I think that for that I mean, it's a great tool. The mod and the streamer dashboard are great tools, but for the streamer themselves, combine that. Just combine that. I mean, give everything that we need for those tools for that too. Because even though I have great mods, they're not always there 100% of the time. I mean, and then sometimes I need to take care of that. I mean, I'm not complaining about that. That's just what happens, Or my mod that is taking care of me is like, they have to use the bathroom. Something happens during that. I can take care of that while they go, are off, AFK or something like that. I'm just saying integrate that. But again, great tool and stuff like that. What, Deborah? Your mods go to sleep and do things? What? Yeah, I know.
Mods
exactly.
sleep?
Oh.
Exactly. So I mean, yeah, give us the same control that our mods have. That so we can, all in one place. That's all I'm asking. What else is there? There's the
the
individual
Twitch.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say Twitch has integrated auto mod.
Yes.
So you can actually on Twitch,
which
set
works
it up
and
to
doesn't work.
You really got to work with it. I think that's what I think, because it has a protect. You can select different levels of protection that you want to have, from low, medium to high protection. There's like I do use the Twitch auto mod for language, because I personally, in the past, I used to have it turned off. I did some IRL streaming when I was traveling a lot, and I found out trolls on IRL seem to like to try to drop the N bomb or try to get the streamer or put sentence, rehab chat in such a way that's gonna make the streamer drop the N bomb. And I just got fed up with it. So I was like, all right, you know what? Low protection covers racist words, banned words in chat.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it mods words like butt stuff. I'm like, wow. I was like, I don't even see how it knows that would be a bad word, especially when they like put a space in there. But okay, it apparently did. All right, I'm just gonna unban that because I don't view that as bad, and it learns enough to say, oh, this word isn't gonna ban this text anymore. It's not gonna do it. So over time, it can become a good tool. My most recent favorite tool is the auto ban.
Oh yeah, you've been using that.
I have been using auto ban. You have to kind of figure how you want to implement it. For me, I don't know what the hell it is, but like I think my last stream where I was doing chivalry, I had 4 or 5 big follow bots come in during stream. At one point, it was 3 of them back to back to back. It was just ban. It was ban. You have to be careful because I had a friend I know who's in a lot of chatter, a viewer who's in a bunch of my friends' streams, was watching me stream and typing in chat, and they unfortunately got banned because I thought I was putting a pretty low bar in there. I basically said, all right, you gotta at least have watched for 2 hours. You gotta watch for X amount of time to put in a link. And apparently they hadn't watched that amount of time. And so surprise ban. So I had to unban them real quick. And I was like, oh shit, I'm so sorry. Here's why this is here. But it's taken a lot of the pain from those follow for follow bots or buying follow bots. Because again, they don't watch. They just pop in, they drop their link, and they go.
Right.
When you're talking about
sorry about that.
When we were talking earlier about people dropping in and dropping their link in your chat, I often take a moment to kind of explain and say, hey, this isn't kind of cool, yada yada yada. But I'm also going to be interested to see when the person jumps in, drops their link for the first time ever watching me, and it just get banned instantly. be like, huh? I think I'm going to have to explain all of this somehow. You, my friend, have had a learning experience.
Welcome to Twitch.
Yeah. So it
but it's what you did right here. That's what you call being a dick.
News at 11.
News at 11.
But yeah, you kind of have to. You have tools at your fingertips to help you navigate some of the wild, crazy stuff on Twitch. You just got to make sure you use them.
And of course, there's the stream elements and the stream labs. They have their own little bots that help with moderating stuff into it. And you just need to look into that and learn those things too. So, just to add those in.
Yep, there's plenty of bots to help you. Even that, like not stream elements, but stream avatars has actual chat bot functions too, where I think you might be able to get some ban of words and things like that to happen on there. So there's a lot of tools at your fingertips, and there is a plethora of YouTube resources, of YouTube University resources on how to use these bots, how to use these tools to your advantage. And I'm sorry I monologued so hard there.
Yeah,
it's
fine.
fine.
Else? Des, you got any thoughts on this? I know you had it in the notes. You came up with so much stuff, and I'm sorry I kind of took back over again out of habit because I'm an asshole.
I'm not actually in charge of the episodes.
Inadvertently, you have been. I would like you to continue. I'd like to continue this, but unfortunately, I'm bad at that.
I think you had a great point. I think that it's always worth it. I know when you first start out, you're gonna be like, I'm a little streamer. It doesn't matter. Uh, in my experience, it's been worth it to do a little work up front, so you don't have that work on the back end and regret like, oh, why didn't I set that up? Why didn't I set that up? Like, start researching now. Know what tools are available, so when you do get caught in that situation, you know how to act quickly. You don't want to be learning where the timeout button is in the moment of need.
Mhm.
Like, because that's a hassle. That is a hassle. Other than that, I don't know. Those are the
Yeah, I mean, you may say to yourself, it doesn't really matter to me, right?
Someone's at front door.
It does. Someone's at my front door, apparently. Uh, yeah.
Is that why we haven't seen Cage in chat in a while? He's just like driving over.
He's been driving.
What was he driving over here for? I can't remember. It was some sort of food. Oh, deviled eggs. Deviled eggs. That's what he wanted.
For the deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs and pizza.
Deviled eggs and pizza. Oh yeah. So yeah, you may say you're a small streamer, but these things, like we said, will happen, can happen, and it's best to prepare for that. So whether or not you're a small streamer, I mean, prepare for it. I mean, get to understand the tools that you work with. Get to understand what your options are, and understand that when things do happen, you have these options, and how to use them and stuff like that. Tools. So it's just we're just helping you guys out, know that there is options for you. That you can, and you don't have to be lost, because we've already been lost, and these are just, again, experiences that we've come across, and just want to share with you guys. So yeah,
also keep in mind as well that if somebody comes to you with an offer for a sponsorship or an ad or something along those lines, and they say cash up front, it's time to just say no. Just you close that email and forget about it, because that's money you're never going to see again.
And it's okay if you get a sponsorship that says, in order to get this sponsorship, you need to say A, B, and C right here. It's mandatory. Feel free to say no. You don't have to do that.
And now we're talking about Raid Shadow Legends.
Damn it!
I'm sorry, it's everywhere. You can't run away from it.
Quick story. I got the option to be sponsored, and I had to do these trial things, and it's through Stream Elements, and it's the only thing that they really kind of push, other than like Streamlabs push for a lot of things to pay for, like all the widgets and stuff like that. So Stream Elements only push, and they say you don't have to do it. It's just here if you want to do it. And I was like, okay, what sponsorship? Sure. And the first thing they want me to sponsor is Raid Legends, and there was a list of things that I had to do in order to do it. And one of them was to actually make a full overlay theme for Raid Legends, and I was fine with that. I was fine. There's a specific amount of time that you have to play the game. I was fine with that. I could do that. And then there was a list of things that were mandatory within the stream at some point in time I had to say. There was a couple points about the facts of the actual story of the game. I was fine with that. The one that I was not fine was that saying, this is absolutely fun. The graphics are great, easy to play. I could play this for hours. No.
Verbatim.
I could not.
You don't have to say it, but this is verbatim.
Yeah, and I could actually real quickly pull up the actual verbatim, what they want me to say here.
I don't know if that part would actually get you.
No, it's not.
Get you in any kind of trouble, because
no.
I'd say that'd be like the potential of sharing.
No, because it's actually it's open to anyone. So these are all the same.
Okay.
I think this is a great illustration about how running your channel is a lot like being a freelancer overall.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you've got to learn to say no when it's things you're either can't do, won't do, shouldn't do. Sometimes things aren't going to be a fit, and while you're going to be sad because you lost a little money, overall it's not going to be worth the way it'll hurt your portfolio or your reputation or your audience, right? You got to make these decisions and think about the long term and not that short term paycheck sometimes.
Now, now, to give them credit, they were upfront about their goals of what they want to do with this campaign. It literally says in gold font, the goal of this campaign is to acquire new PC players. Okay. Midstream shoutouts. Don't need to say these lines exactly. Be authentic. And I'm reading this verbatim, by the way. 1. Raid Shadow Legends are sponsoring our community on today's stream. No problem saying that because that's true. Okay. 2. Free to play. Looks amazing. The gameplay is simple and super fun. I don't know. Am I having fun with the game? If I'm not going to have fun with the game, I'm going to tell you I'm not having fun with the game. I'm not going to lie through my teeth about that. And then the other ones were like top 3 RPG game on mobile, 15 million download, over 400. And I'm already doing the freaking sponsorship for them right now by just talking about this. But yeah, but there's like literally there's a list of what I had to say, and then there's like some timelines about the different tiers that I can do as long as I meet those tiers, I would be qualified for the sponsorship. So
I don't know about the not being able to say it sarcastically, Tamer.
No,
but I have seen, like, I saw back a few years ago, I saw some YouTube videos of being like, and now it's time for us to talk about our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah.
And the problem is you don't see anybody doing that anymore.
No.
So I would 100% say if you say it sarcastically, they're going to hold you in breach of contract. And depending on how much money you're getting from that program, there is big financial things they can do to you for breaching a contract.
Yeah. Which is also interesting because they give you in that sponsorship thing they say you can earn up to this amount of money. And I think it was like $500 to $600 or something like that to do this sponsorship. And in order to get that, you had to hit those tier levels and meet those requirements. So it's your whole
scheme.
It's a contract. It is a contract. And if you're sarcastic about it, Tamer, they could sue you for that. Yep. So it's not something you fuck around with.
A pyramid contract.
No, I mean that one's just a straight up advertising. It's
absolutely. So, and I was okay with all the qualifications up until the part where I had to say the game is fun, because I can't tell you if the game is fun or not, and if I'm not having fun, I'm not going to lie through my teeth to say the game is fun. So maybe I should have played the game first to see if it was fun. I don't know. It looks like a POS.
You know,
you heard it
I'll
here
put it.
first,
I'll
ladies
put
and
it.
gents.
I've never played.
I'll put it this way. If it's a mobile game, and it looks like HD graphics, lots of personal choice, lots of action and animation and stuff like that, you can probably assume it's not.
Hence why I discontinued the sponsorship of that thing.
Now, I think that would be Dragonfire Bring.
Probably.
Like you were
Dragon.
saying.
Yeah. Dragon asked if I was be able to play the game off stream first. And most likely, yes, I would be able to. Just like anyone else is playing the game, just to play the game. What? What?
I'm just picturing you being like, all right, guys, my first day on Raid Shadow Legends.
Let's do this.
Let's get out here and play. Wow, look at these graphics. Wow, look at this. Hey, you guys could join me if you have user code such and such. Yeah, I'm level 1 right now, guys, but who knows? I'll be level 100 next time we play. Let's go. 6 months later. Hey guys, it's Raid Shadow Legends. I made a character last time we were here. You can join it and play by putting in my link below. Come on, level 1 fighter, baby. Let's go. Like every time your character just stays the same fucking level. Just make it as obvious as you can that like you never play this fucking game.
Honestly, I might
Just
go through
turn it into a meme.
I might go through the sponsorship just to do that. I probably would do it.
Like, you get level 2 one day by accident.
Oh, hey, we made a level. It took us six months, but we got a level.
It's so wild and exciting. I can't contain myself.
Oh boy, the game is changing now. Who knows? Maybe another 6 to 12 months. I might even get to level 3.
Ooh.
I think,
Stay tuned.
so I can definitely see that being a way for you to ethically do that commercial. We're going to top tier rating, boys. Let's go.
Oh, and watch it be one of those games, because it is a mobile game. Watch it be one of those ones where like you hit one button and you level up 5 times.
Pretty much. I'm not gonna lie. I have given it a try because I'm like, all right, I've heard so much good and bad. What is this?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get to the point where you go, okay, what's the fuss about, right?
Yeah. And so it's like, all right, I finished the tutorial in 2 hours and I'm level 10. Oh, look, I automatically won my first battle against another player. I must be amazing. And then it's like, oh, here come all these level 20 dudes that are just going to run roughshod over you, take all your shit. And now you have to pay gold if you're going to be able to be tough enough to get to survive. Here you go.
Good
Take
luck.
my money, please.
Oh.
But yeah, it happens so much in mobile. But however, I still like the idea of just like doing a mobile game, talking about it, and then just being level 1 every time you do the commercial. That's so great. I love playing this game.
I might even like
can't put it down.
I would probably even purposely like delete my character and recreate the same character again just to keep it at level 1.
I think that would be a beautiful troll. That'd be a very beautiful troll.
While we eat tacos.
Look at this, guys. Look at these guys, level 10. They hit the real stuff. Oh, but hours up, guys. It's time for this X and X stream we're going to move to. Let's play this game now. A few weeks later.
Oh.
All right, let's check back in on Raid Shadow Legends. Level 1, let's go.
Level 1, let's go.
Let's go. I can't hardly contain my excitement.
Feel like I've done this before. I don't know.
You get one of those torture devices to hold your mouth in a grin the whole time.
Let me tell you how much I love Raid Shadow Legends.
The single tear coming from your eye drop.
The big old smile
on
this one.
The big old smile. A big old smile and a single tear coming down.
I think with that much pain, the only thing that would be able to help is when Lego Batman comes in and is like, "Are you okay?"
I'm brooding. Oh my gosh. Look at the time, guys.
Oh, I know. It's been we're at a 2.5 hour one this time.
Oh man.
Ooh, we're getting fancy.
We are. It's so much more entertaining when has other stuff to do.
By the way, we'll take the time just to say today's episode of Streamer and Troll is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
It's definitely not. Don't listen. It is brought to you by half-eaten apple cores.
If you want to get on this Streamer and Troll thing, just remember, just tell 5 other people and offer them, they get $10.
Yeah.
And then
You join our Discord and you get 5 other people to join our Discord. Nothing. We win.
We win. Game over.
Game over, man. We win.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And also remember, if you follow us, we'll follow you.
That's
But
right.
Not really,
That's
because we're lazy. That's too much effort.
Follow me? Jacksepticeye? Who the fuck is that? I can't bring myself to hit that button. I don't know.
I don't know. It's too much effort.
Oh my gosh. So, sounds like we're winding down because
I think so.
I'm getting a little tired. I get a little tired.
Sleepy.
Too. All right, chat. As always, from the bottom of our heart, we really do mean it. As much as we meme today, as much as we've talked about, gone all over the place with some serious topics, had the happy, the sad, the teasing, all that stuff. As much as Des and I are all very good friends and enjoy spending time together,
We're really not.
I don't think we would be here without our viewers. So guys, I greatly appreciate you watching. I greatly appreciate your feedback.
Tell your
Again,
friends.
It wouldn't be the same without you.
Yep.
I mean, tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
No lie. But again, thank you for viewing in, folks who are watching on YouTube. We care about you as well. Big hand hearts, hard hands,
Hard hands.
hard hands.
We'll see you guys in
Thank
2
you, guys.
weeks.
Yep, we'll see you in 2 weeks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Signing off, guys.